Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Waha Raha Kwadash. All praises and glory go to you, Lord. Double honors and respect go to our apostles, bishops, elders, and teachers, the men of Great Millstone. To you I say Shalom. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. It's your brother Amraya. And this is Joel chapter 2 and verse 28. It says, "And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit." Right. And in these latter days, this is exactly what we're seeing. The Lord is pouring out his spirit upon all flesh, okay? And I have here a clip from Dabu 7, his live stream tonight, where he goes into the CBDCs, which is going to come in the form of the micro C-hip, which will be implanted under the skin of the hand or in the forehead, and they prefer to get it in your head, being made mandatory, being used to surveil you, okay? You will be under surveillance with it. It will be able to track you at all times. It will know all your transactions because it in fact will be inside of you. And as he goes on into his, live stream, he is proclaiming a vision that could have only been poured upon him by Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh's whom you ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shai is his son whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. So again, it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, meaning make predictions. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. Right, from the Lord, dealing with the end days and what shall happen, okay? Let's take a look at the video.
This whole thing with crypto was to warm you up for a CBDC. CBDCs are going to allow the police to collect, to store all your personal data, all of it for a surveillance state. And guess what? It's not just us out here saying this. This is coming from the IMF. Of all places on the planet, the International Monetary Fund. The IMF is stating this, putting this warning out, which you would have never thought. But they are. So it's like, man, if you're not going to listen to us and take the advice from us of how dangerous the CBDC is, this is them saying this. They are saying it's going to allow the police to collect and store your data. It's going to create a surveillance state. They are saying this, not Dabu 7. Okay? I warned you about it back in 2017. Wow. Time flies. That's 7 years ago now. Sure enough, the Beast system, the Beast blockchain video that I dropped here on this channel. Here we are. I gave you a 7-year jump on this.
Now, the apostles of Great Millstone, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar on down, for nearly 2 decades, have been warning you about this exact same thing, that the RFID micro C-hip was the MOT to the B. They put you on game as far as what it was, okay, and what to look out for. They showed us things like this interview between Alex Jones and Aaron Russo, which I'm not going to play for copyright reasons and, YouTube being as fickle as it is. However, the transcript is up for you on the screen. You can read for yourself what exactly got said during this interview, which is very reminiscent of the time that we're in, because they are rolling out their NWO as we speak, okay? And there's nothing you can do to stop it. It is going to be made mandatory. And at this point, we understand those of us in the truth, that it is the RFID micro C hip that is being spoken of in Revelations chapter 13, verse 16. And the time that we are to see it is right now, right here, right now, in our own lifetimes. Okay? Let's continue watching the video.
They're about to install it. Actually, they're installing it in other countries all over the place. But they just need the right crisis here. Again, and this brings me to the whole crisis thing. It seems it has to affect the economy. The economy and the dollar. The economy and the dollar. It kind of goes hand in hand. And a major way to do that would be to freeze up the banks or to have something hit the banks. Like that IT glitch. Something. To me, it's the biggest way. You got to get the people to accept the digital wallet, which they will do easily. And you got to have them using their phones. They got to have power and all this other stuff. They got to be. They got to usher the lemmings into this. You see, and then slam the gate behind them. So if you create a crisis where they can't get the money out of their bank, and you're like, oh, after 2 weeks, everyone's going apeshit. You're like, okay, I'm going to send you some money. And they're like, okay, how? Like, simply, go and download this digital wallet. Every bank has got a digital version of wallet for you. And this is real. They've got it right now. They already do. Sitting there waiting and rubbing their hands together, just waiting for this crisis. They need an event. It's nuts because it's all in place. This leads to the digital ID and all that, right? This is an ominous thing right here. India is going to digitize their whole entire agricultural sector through a unique digital farmer ID. So I've told you before how big of a threat this universal, this global ID thing is that they're trying to push. Have it locked in by 2030. The real ID whole thing has your biometrics, everything stored in it. They're coming in all avenues, every country. India, no different. The most populated place on the planet at this point. So they're going there. And they're rolling this out. And you have to have this unique digital farmer ID to be able to do business. If you want to be able to buy or sell goods, you have to have this. You have to have this unique digital farmer ID to be able to do business. If you want to be able to buy or sell goods, you have to have this to do it. Start to sound familiar? Start to sound like anything? Can't buy or sell without it, without that mark, without that biometric ID that, guess what? The new thing right after this is you don't have to have an ID no more. All you have to have is a simple little tattoo type thing on your hand that can be scanned anywhere and everywhere you go. When they get the most populated place on the planet doing this, it's going to start to spread. And when they don't have the same beliefs, when they don't see this, or when they don't see the beast system for what it is, I don't even know what to say.
The apostles of Great Millstone have been warning that in these latter days, the MOT to the B spoken of right here in Revelations chapter 13, verse 16, which I'm going to get right now, is speaking about a micro C-hip that will be implanted under the skin of the hand or in the forehead, that no one will participate in the coming world economy without the RFID micro C-hip, which is the MOT to the B, spoken of right here in Revelations chapter 13, verse 16. And you've been warned. Others are now having these predictions. And, he said he's been having it since 2017. I only recently started watching him, the last 2 or 3 years. So I don't know. He could very well be telling the truth. But the apostles of Great Millstone had been warning you long before we got to this man being on YouTube. Okay? And that being said, the mark is upon us. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Okay? And it's 666, the number of a man. We go through what this means constantly, so you can go back and review some of the videos. But this is a prediction from Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, that he gave to John the Revelator, that Dabu 7 is speaking on, and others like him, that the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone have been warning you about. Okay? It's the grain of rice device that will be implanted under the skin of the hand or in the forehead. Okay? And you have been warned. In these latter days, they are going to make it mandatory. It will be your new slavery. And the new slavery will be under technocracy. You will become a part of the Internet of Things. You will be monitored and surveilled, watched constantly. You will not have freedoms. You will own nothing and be happy, as the quote says from the WEF. Okay? And they're about to roll it out sometime in the very near future. And it is an etching. Okay? Let's get into it a little deeper about the mark, which is the Charagma. Okay? So, G5480, Charagma, or Haragma. And what does it mean? A stamp, an etching, a badge of servitude, right? A mark. Bible usage, a stamp, imprinted mark. Comes from the root word karax, which means to sharpen to a point through the idea of scratching a stake, a palisade. Palisade. As you can see, it's something stabbed into the earth, carved out of wood to a pointed tip. Okay? So again, it is going to be implanted under the skin, okay, through staking it in, using something sharpened to a point to insert it in you, okay? So in these latter days, this is what prophecy Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is putting on all flesh. And you're seeing Dabu 7 speak upon it. The men of the Lord been speaking upon it nonstop. And it would behoove you to take heed to this latter days prophecy. What is to happen to those that take the mark? You can find spoken of right here in Revelations 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast or his image, and receive his mark, his charagma, karax, right, in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahushai. No more talk. Either you choose life or you choose death, okay? But we will know those who take the mark have chosen death, okay? As it says right here in Revelations 14. You better hope and pray that you are of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians, and you confusion of faces, not one of the heathens. And you better pray for the Lord's protection and to keep you from the hour of temptation, that you don't take the mark, okay? The elect of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, chosen from the foundation of the world, will not take the mark, okay? Hopefully this has been edifying, but keep your eyes open. We're getting to the end of this thing pretty quick. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai for this message. Shalom.